Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Water Cooler Edit with MyBayut, hosted by myself, Eman, and Richard.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very, very happy today, as I
Yeah.
as I should be, because it's
World Happiness Day.
yes,
Yes.
hence the
Yes, hence the yellow abaya. I've actually worn this because we're also shooting this in the middle of Ramadan, so it kind of fits both themes.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're obviously dressed, Richard, for World Happiness Day.
Yes, yeah. I've decked myself out completely in black for World
Yes.
Happiness Day. The world is having a happiness day. I'm having a miserable day.
Yes.
No, it's no. Believe me, on the inside, I've never been this happy in my entire life.
Yes,
I know.
exactly. And the thing is, you'll be equally happy because today's episode is all about the Eid al-Fitr break, what you can do, what activities you can look at, and it'll be fun. Let's get started. Obviously, since the topic is the Eid al-Fitr break, most likely it will be a long one this time. It's expected to be 6 days, and if you combine that with the weekend, it should lead to 9 days.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
the thing, right? Do you reckon that Monday? I think that might be the most taken day of leave,
Or
annual
work
leave,
from home.
or work from home in the history of the UAE.
Yes.
That one, do you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think it's gonna be a challenge to see how many people are at work. Like within our office itself, I'm assuming it would get empty because a lot of people would want to take that opportunity to, maybe travel somewhere, spend time with their family, do something different.
Well, that one day, if it's say that is the only working
Yeah.
day of the week, if it falls
Yes.
that way, we don't know for definite yet. But yeah, obviously, if you take that one day, you've got 9 days, right?
Yeah,
With the weekend either end.
exactly.
So that's a fair chunk of time for, as you say,
Yes.
potentially maybe heading.
Somewhere. So
Mm,
basically, for this episode, we're going to be discussing 9 things that you can do, nine
mhm.
different things, ideas, activities, and things like that. So the first one is Richard, go ahead.
So this is traveling
Yeah,
abroad
yeah.
potentially for the at some point over the Eid break. Um, Lots of the travel agencies here are doing special deals.
Yes.
Some good deals as well, it has to be said. But obviously, though, with those deals, there's not an infinite amount, right? So they do get hoovered up. So people
Yeah,
might want to get
of
on
course,
it as
yes.
soon as they possibly can. But look, you've got Emirates Holidays, you've got Donata,
Donata, yeah.
right? Obviously, with because that's Fly Dubai, isn't it?
Yes.
Donata. And also there's Etihad Holidays as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Some of their
And
prices can be
yeah,
competitive.
they could be. And the other thing is, I think you could also use this opportunity to fly somewhere nearby if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah.
Popular trips are Georgia, Azerbaijan, even some countries in Europe. People like visiting, like Hungary and Belgium. They're not too far away. And from a costing perspective, it's not too expensive as well.
Yeah,
Definitely,
we
you
look.
could go to the Maldives, Seychelles. You could go somewhere within the GCC, Saudi,
I'm
Jordan, so
going to
many
the
options.
Maldives.
Ooh,
I'm going to the Maldives. Yes,
okay,
I know.
nice.
Yeah, it's I've booked one of those Eid holiday packages.
Okay.
We're going on the 5th,
Okay,
so just
nice.
before, but we're
Yes.
going for
So you're taking that day off.
yes, yes, absolutely, yes, for 5 nights.
Very nice.
And look, one of the things about the Maldives is, sometimes when you look at the prices, they look quite prohibitive, right? You can be like, "Whoa, that's a chunk of change." However, one thing I would say to people to keep in mind is that the vast majority, pretty much all Maldivian resorts, are all inclusive.
Yes, that's
So,
true.
like, we went last year for 4 nights, and literally the only money we used when we were there was for me to have cans of Red Bull occasionally, and
Okay. Okay,
like
that's great. So basically,
tips for the
from
staff,
that
right?
perspective, you're essentially just having a bulk amount to pay up front, and then
Yeah,
maybe a very normal amount you pay when you're there, which
yeah,
is
because
not
all
the
your
case for most
transfers,
vacations,
yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you kind of know exactly what your vacation's going to cost.
Yeah.
So although you might think, "Oh, that's quite a lot," that's pretty much it.
Everything. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. That's the bulk of it.
yeah,
Okay, so you could be like Richard. You could maybe fly abroad, take advantage of the fact that you're basically getting free leave days, right?
yeah.
Or if you want to stay within the country, there are so many staycation deals that you could go for. There are a lot of hotels from luxury to affordable that have
Hmm.
a lot of discounts running for UAE residents that want to stay here during the Eid break. whatever it is, I think you can find all sorts of options. You have options from the Palazzo Versace and the Burj Al Arab to maybe more boutique hotels like Zabil House and 25 Hours and things like that. So really, you could take your pick.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
look, you could look to the other Emirates as well, right?
Yes, that is
You know,
true.
the Fujairah resorts will have, I'd imagine,
Yes.
staycation deals going on. Um, even is it the Casa Al Sabir, the one in the desert in Abu Dhabi? Is it an Anatara?
Yeah, I think it is in Anantara. They do
Yeah.
have quite a lot of options. So yeah, you could take a trip out to even the Liwa Desert. You could go
Do you know? Do you
all
want to
the
know
way
a
there.
fact about that hotel?
What?
Right. So, you know, June 2, the movie June
Yes.
2, which I'm seeing imminently. When they were filming that, because obviously a huge chunk of it was filmed
Yes.
out in the desert out
Desert.
there in the empty quarter and what have you. It they all stayed there, like the cast
Oh
and the
wow.
so like Timothy
Chalamet,
Chalamet,
Zendaya.
Zendaya, and all that. That's the hotel they stayed at.
Okay, wow, interesting. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
I guess you could recreate well, not the movie, but you could recreate what the actors
yeah,
did.
they experienced. Yeah, you wouldn't
Yeah.
want to recreate the movie because you get eaten by massive sandworms.
Yeah.
That'd be the end of your staycation. I
Yeah, and
got
I think
consumed by a huge sandworm.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think speaking of the other Emirates as well, another option that you could do is if you don't want to stay overnight, you could definitely go for a road trip, which is something that we covered in the previous
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, yeah.
And there's an article on MyBayut about that as well.
You
So
did
the
a
best,
Corsican, didn't you? A
yes,
Corsican
yes.
day trip.
Yes, we
You
did.
know?
And I'm planning one to Al soon as well. So really, you could go to Quwain, Fujairah, Ras Al Khaimah. You could go all the way to Oman as well.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to Saudi. There are so many options that you could do for a day trip or an overnight trip. Something that is related to getting on the road, driving, and
Yeah, you can cut the whole airport
yes,
aspect out of it. Just get in the car,
completely.
whack on the tunes, and
Yeah,
away you go.
yeah.
Woohoo!
Otherwise, what other options are there? You could definitely go to Global Village. That's always fun, and they have a lot of shows during Eid, so it's super fun for people of all ages. So, if you're a bigger family, if you have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
like young kids in your group, things like that, it's always nice to go. And in Global Village, they have a very nice like family-friendly vibe, and everything is super like themed. You could visit all of the different pavilions and the food stalls and all of that sort of stuff.
That'll be, I mean, look, Global Village is popular pretty
Yes.
much all the time, right? So, as I've said on this podcast before, I still haven't been, but I will at some point make it there. Maybe Eid, maybe this is my time when we get back from the Maldives at Eid. Maybe I go to Global Village.
Okay.
What kind of shows?
They have a lot of like entertainment shows.
Okay.
So they even have, I think, a monster truck one that they're doing.
Yay.
So it's for everyone. So they
Nice.
had a Peter Rabbit show, they have a monster truck one, they have Ripley's Believe It or Not over there, then they have some other like
Oh, the Ripley's
dance.
Believe It or Not. Have you ever been
Yes.
to Ripley's Believe It or Not?
No.
I quite want to go to that.
Okay,
Like they've
cool.
got one, there's one in Vegas, there's
Vegas
one in
and
London,
London.
and all the
Yeah.
rest of it, and New York. And I've seen them around. I've walked past them numerous times, but never actually been in one. So I'd like to,
Interesting. So yeah,
believe it or
that's
not,
something
I've never been to
that
a
you
Ripley's
could
Believe It
tag
or Not.
onto the Global Village visit as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, they have a lot of stuff going on. It's fun.
excellent, cool.
Yeah.
So that's Global Village. Then what else we've got? I suppose movies.
Yeah.
What movies are coming out for Eid? Probably two major ones, you would say. The first one is the fourth installment of Kung Fu Panda.
Yes.
Right.
Very cute.
I've only seen the first one.
Oh.
But I didn't even know there was. I knew there was a second one. I mean, when did the third one come out? I didn't know. But anyway, yeah, the fourth
Yes.
one's on its way.
Okay.
So that's one for. It's a family movie,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
So, and the other one. Now, I am interested in this one. It's Godzilla.
Yes, Kong is coming out.
Yeah,
Right?
Kong,
Yes.
Kong, X, Godzilla, A New Empire.
Okay, wow,
Right.
interesting.
So basically, at the end of the last one, for those people who haven't seen these movies, it's probably a good thing. But I kind of like them because I watched that TV series as well, Monarch, the Legacy of
Oh,
Monsters that was
okay,
on recently. It was
okay.
really good. That was all tied up in that universe. But essentially, at the end of the last one, it was all about Godzilla and Kong fighting each
Yes.
other. But they had to team up right at the end to beat
Mecha
these.
Godzilla?
Yeah, to beat Godzilla, the
Yeah.
massive like robot Godzilla. So
Oh.
so they joined up and all that, and then Kong was down as king of the Hollow Earth, that kind of world between worlds,
Okay.
and Godzilla was up,
Yeah.
in the seas where he always is. So that's how it was left. But this new empire, I think they have to team up
Ooh,
The dream
interesting.
team.
The
The
Dream
dream
Team,
team.
yeah, Godzilla, King Kong. So
Eh,
yeah, if you're interested in watching those,
They
both
both
of
come out
those.
pretty much during that week,
So
right?
do we
So
have an article on MyBayut about all of the Eid movies, including the Bollywood or maybe all of the
yes, we
other
do.
ones?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
So
So
we have our we do a monthly movie post anyway, right? And that covers uh everything. So it covers Bollywood, it covers
Hollywood,
yeah,
maybe any
Hollywood,
of the
Hong Kong
Arabic
cinema,
movies.
Japanese cinema, everything basically across the board. But we also do a special one for Eid.
Eid as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you're interested in finding out what else is coming out, definitely do check that out.
Hmm.
Other things that you could do, I'm gonna just quickly run through them
Do you not want to talk
because
about monsters anymore? I was on a
no, I'm
roll.
sorry.
Joking.
uh, because I've not really seen those movies. I've just kind of background watched them.
That's probably
So
the best way to watch them is background watch 'em, just have them going on in there.
so that's the thing. My brother is more into those.
They're kind of
So
just like B movies, right? They're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
they're
Um
harmless. Put it that way. They're
Yeah, they're
harmless.
harmless,
Yeah,
exactly. And they can be fun sometimes. So if
absolutely.
and that's always what's needed at Eid, right? You want to go out, you want to have a fun time.
Hmm.
And speaking of that, some of the things I think that you can do is definitely go on a Dow cruise and watch the fireworks around the marina side, around the Al Seef side. There's so much that you can do there. They often come with like tours, so you can actually get like a nice scenic view of the
Yeah,
rest of the Dubai skyline. They come with dinner, lunch, it depends on you. Obviously, if you want to watch the fireworks, you're going to want to book the dinner package. Otherwise, you could go for a barbecue at the park. Dubai has amazing public parks that you could visit. It
absolutely.
will be a bit crowded, but I think if you go early, you can manage that. You could go to the beach, make the most of spending, I think, anytime outdoors while you can now.
This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
Because the time we are, um, you're looking at one of the last times, certainly public holiday wise,
Yes.
that going out and being outside
Yes.
is a feasible, viable option
Yeah.
because obviously we're heading into summer, right? So at this stage, I'd say just about the beach is still, is
Yeah, it's still manageable, I think.
mhm.
But otherwise, some other option that you could look into that's kind of unique, that's totally new, which is indoors. So if you don't want to spend time outside, but you still want to, do something that's unique
Yeah.
and interesting, Richard, do you want to talk about this? Because I believe you visited it.
This would be the art museum
Yes.
at Dubai Mall.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I braved Dubai Mall for my. I
See, if you park
I'm
at
no.
cinema parking, Richard, you just have to go directly to Art Museum. It's right there. You don't actually
Yes,
have to go through the mall.
that's exactly we did. We did the art museum. So basically, this is a digital immersive art space. There used to be something there called Infinity des
The Lumiere,
Lumières,
yes.
which was I'd been there as well, which was fantastic. I would say this even goes up a level from that.
Oh, interesting.
Some of the concepts in there are just mind blowing. I mean, you go in a room, right?
Yeah, and basically it's fully projected the way that
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
is.
So it's yeah,
And it could start off in darkness, and all of a sudden you could be on a beach with waves crashing. You
yeah.
could be, somewhere in the northern hemisphere with the aurora lights. You could be
There's
in
a
a
waterfall
garden.
room.
Yeah, there's a waterfall. There's a lot of different sort of landscapes that you could
And it's also like,
experience
so when you say it's fully immersive, right? Sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
when
no,
you
go
say it's
ahead.
fully immersive, so yeah, all the projections are over you as
Yes.
well, but it's also smells.
Fence, yeah.
Yeah, right. So it's all your senses are getting stimulated, right?
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Honestly, it's so cool. And they've got this brilliant thing where you go in and it's kind of like almost like a safari, like a jungle,
Hmm.
right? And there's animals like trotting around
Oh,
and all the rest of it, right?
cute.
But like drawn animals, like kind of
Yes.
like, and there's sheets of paper in there, and you'll pull them out, and there's like a zebra, one for a zebra, one for a camel, one for this, one for that. I did a zebra,
Cute.
and you've got the outline of zebra, and there's all crayons there, so you can color it in however you want to color it in. I put like Pablo on it, which is
Oh,
my
nice.
so Pablo the zebra, and then you scan it, right?
And it gets projected
It
onto the
projects, it
screen,
starts
yeah.
walking around in the,
Yeah.
you know,
So
so
it's
your thing, it's really, really interactive and fun, but not all the rooms are interactive. Some you just stand in there, it just blows your
mm,
mind, right?
yeah.
Great place, a lot of fun. They have early bird and late night discounts. Well,
Oh, wow,
later, right?
that's
So
good.
if you go certain time in the morning, I think you get 20% off or 20 dirhams off. Can't remember either way. It's in our article, so check it out. And later in the day, right towards close time as well, the
It
prices are
is,
reduced.
yeah.
Can't recommend it enough. We had an awesome time.
Yeah,
An
and they
awesome
even
time.
have like a coffee shop and a tea shop that's located. You can purchase gifts and souvenirs and all of those sort of
Yeah, got a
things.
fridge magnet. Always have to get a fridge magnet. Come on.
So yeah, that's basically it. And the last option of how you can spend your Eid break, which I think is probably going to be very, very popular, is to stay home.
Yeah.
To stay home and just have fun with like friends and family, and yeah,
Isn't
just
this what I mean? Basically, what Eid's all about, right?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
spending quality time
time.
with,
Yeah.
like you say, with family and friends,
And
etc. So,
gathering and
mm,
marking the end of Ramadan, because a lot of people do also get quite tired during that time, so
yeah,
they
yeah,
use
yeah.
this time to kind of rest up, rejuvenate, and yeah, just stay active,
Have fun
have
times,
fun times. Yeah, exactly.
and also the opportunity to binge watch
Yeah.
a season of something on Netflix if you so choose. If you
Yeah.
so choose.
So if you want any more information on any of these articles that we've discussed, basically, you can find the articles on MyBayut on
It's
any
all
of
on
these
there.
topics. Yeah, it's all on there. Definitely do check out, I would say, the art museum. We've recently published a really fun like video on our Instagram about it as well,
Yep.
kind of going over the whole experience. So if it didn't make sense from what we were saying, you can take a look at that. And yeah, and as always, the link is the same. So www.bayut.com/MyBayut. And yeah, you can just take a look and explore, and we will catch you in the next one.
Eid Mubarak, guys.
Yes, Eid Mubarak.